watch this review because it looked, it's IGN, bro. IGN put out their big review of Street Fighter 6, so I want to see what they think about it. Trying to get into this content game. Also, I looked on Twitch today, and every single person had that they were watching this review in their title. So I said, you know what? If I'm gonna be an FGC content creator, I'm gonna fucking do it too. So here we are. So the IGN Street Fighter 6 review. Let's check it out. See what they have to say.
Remember when Street Fighter V came out and a lot of people were disappointed by its distinct lack of meat on its bones? Street Fighter 6 is...
Okay, so I've heard that. Like I said, I started Street Fighter V super fucking late. Like way late. I think like after one of the last updates or something, is when I started playing it. So I was very behind, but I've always heard that the beginning of the game was just like awful. So I'm excited that that Capcom figured their shit out and on Street Fighter 6 is like, all right, let's release something that's good on release. Because I mean, the beta that I played was really fun. And we'll talk about the smaller points about it, but I'm sure they're going to go over it. But yeah. So I am glad that they're, it seems that they're taking it serious on release, which they didn't last time, which is good.
Is the polar opposite. Complete with an excellent 18-character roster of both new and returning fighters, rendered in a killer new art style, an incredibly ambitious online battle hub that puts all...
Blanca. The art style is dope. It's much better than Street Fighter 5. I think the game just looks better. I mean, overall, 100%.
Other fighting game lobbies to shame, and just about everything you could ever ask for when it comes to training tools and systems to help you get better at the genre. It's a spectacularly feature-rich fighting game. Street Fighter 6 takes many swings in many different directions, and though not every blow connects, the ones that do are absolute knockouts.
I'm interested to see what he says. Doesn't connect. But like I said, I haven't played a huge chunk of this game. I've only played what they had in the last open beta. So it'll be interesting to see what he says.
The gameplay of every Street Fighter game since Street Fighter 2 can generally be defined by a unique mechanic. Street Fighter 3 had parries, 4 had focus attacks, 5 had the V system, and now Street Fighter 6 has the drive system.
That is something I've also heard, is that every single game they completely like change the systems. So like we're gonna play Street Fighter 5 in a little bit, and everything in Street Fighter 5, I mean not everything, like some of the base moves are the same, but just the core systems of how the game work completely different.
For my money, it's the best the series has ever seen.
Keyword netcode 100%, bro. 100%.
Every character gains access to 5 powerful abilities that are all governed by their drive gauge. Overdrive special moves, drive rush, drive parry, drive reversals, and drive impact. Overdrives are essentially the new EX special moves and cost 2 bars. Drive rush allows you to quickly close the distance between you and your opponent at the cost of 1 bar, or cancel out specific normal attacks. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, so that is the thing, and I've seen several people talk about this, but it is much different. So the main thing in this Street Fighter game, in 5, right, this bar down here at the bottom is what controls all of your like EX abilities, right? So your super powerful abilities or your invulnerable like DP abilities, and your super. That's all controlled by this bar down here in Street Fighter 5. In Street Fighter 6, only your super. This is only your super down here. So, and everything else runs off of this bar up here at the top that each player has underneath, right? And so what they've done is made it like it seems like a mini game, because if this bar goes down, you enter a burnout state and you're basically fucked. The opponent has so many advantages if you completely lose this and enter a burnout state. So when someone gets close to depleting this, it turns into a mini game of one person chasing or them trying to get out of the corner instead of blocking, because this goes down when you block. So there's a whole bunch of different mind games played around this bar, which is brand new, instead of, like I said, all of them being connected to this one bar down at the bottom.
which is neat.
At the cost of 3 bars, drive reversals allows you to get an opponent off of you while you're blocking their attack at the cost.
It does seem like that. Like I said, it just changes basically how you have to play the game. Almost like all the way to where this bar doesn't matter as much unless, I mean, like you want to be aware of it, how like if they have their super or if they don't or whatever. But this is the one everyone's playing around, and that's way different than at least Street Fighter V, which is the main one I've played.
2 bars and drive impacts. Well, we'll get to those.
Yeah, drive impacts. Yeah.
I love this system for a lot of reasons, but chief among them is that it opens up so many options, and at the start of every round, you have a full meter and have access to all of them. There's no building this meter up, or worrying about the amount you'll have left over for the next round. I could start aggressively by using a drive rush right out of the gate to put on pressure, I could save my meter for overdrive special moves to increase the damage of my combos, or I could fish for a crouching medium kick and then drive rush cancel it to convert big damage off of a single poke.
That is true. I didn't think about that. I mean, it's very obvious now that he says it, but yeah, you're not building this up either. So it starts full. You start every round with all of your best shit. So you don't, like, you can use it all and spend it all and then go into burnout early so you get all of your shit back later in the round, or try and conserve it. But it completely changes. Like in Street Fighter V, you start out with nothing each round, or you have what you had the round before if it's the second round. But each game, each match, you start out with nothing, and you have to build your best moves up to be able to use them. Not in this game. You just start out with fucking everything.
Just a few of the options, and managing them makes the already extremely cerebral fighting of Street Fighter 6 even more enjoyable. The way it's handled when you run out of drive meter is also excellent. Your character enters a burnout state where you're completely
I just talked about this,
drive meter related techniques. Your opponent's attacks become more advantageous on both block and hit. You take chip damage, and drive impacts are even scarier than before.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is, drive impacts 100% if you're near the wall. But, so in fighting games, right, like certain moves are plus frames or minus frames. If you are in burnout, their basic moves become like +4. I think everything is +4. No, it is, dude. I actually really like it. It's been, like I said, I played it in the beta a little bit, and it is fun. It is a good, like I said, they're literally like, here, everyone have everything, and it's up to you. Like, you can figure out how to manage all of your shit. Which I like. That is a cool way of thinking about it.
And I swear, we'll get to drive impacts in just a bit. Being in burnout is a terrible position, but it's far from an unwinnable situation.
True.
You still move at the same speed, your attacks do the same damage, you still have access to all of your super moves, and while your opponent's drive impacts are a huge threat, you know that they'll be looking to do them, which can lead to some interesting mind games on both sides. Some of the
and I want to point that out too, right? I was talking about burnout, but just because you're in burnout doesn't mean you're shit, like, out of luck. This Ken on the left side right here is in burnout this entire time, and look what he does to, I can't even remember the new character's name. I'm bad, but look at this. He's in burnout this whole time and is able to just still do everything, pretty much.
You know that they'll be looking to do them, which can lead to some interesting mind games
on both
sides. Some of the most tense and fun matches I've had in Street Fighter 6 have been when I managed to pull out a victory even while in burnout. Now, let's talk about drive impact, because I have a feeling that for a lot of people, whether or not they enjoy Street Fighter 6 is largely going to come down to their feelings on this one move. Drive impact only costs 1 bar of drive meter to use.
So that's 1 bar of the meter up here at the top. So, I mean, like, one of these little ones, it's not that much. Drive impact does not cost a lot to use.
Super armor that can absorb up to 2 hits, and if it hits while your opponent is in the middle of their own attack, they will be knocked into a crumpled state.
Yeah, so that Ken just absolutely destroyed this Ryu with a drive impact. That's what all the paint is coming out.
While your opponent is in the middle of their own attack, they will be knocked into a crumpled state, giving you a full combo. And that's not all. Even if they block it, they get blown back and lose half a bar of drive meter. And if they get backed into the corner, you get to follow it up with a combo.
Yeah, the corner splash is big.
Remember how I said that it's even more scary when you're in burnout? Well, if you block a drive impact and you're close to the wall, you get stunned. and you'll eat a full combo in the corner even though you block their attack. It's one of the most powerful universal mechanics I've ever seen in a fighting game.
Dude, look how much damage that did.
And in the corner,
Look. All right, watch this blue health meter, okay? The Blanca goes into burnout, which means all of his meter right here goes away. So he's super vulnerable, and he gets wall splatted while in burnout. And then watch his health meter deplete from this combo. This is insane.
Remember how I said that it's even more scary when you're in burnout? Well, if you block a drive impact and you're close to the wall, you get stunned, and you'll eat a full combo in the corner even though you block their attack. It's one of the most powerful universal mechanics I've ever seen in a fighting game.
That's half of that man's health, which again, that's not the easiest combo in the world. Like, it's going to take some practice to be able to do that, but that is half that man's health. That is crazy.
If you don't respect it, you will get crushed by it. And yet, I love drive impacts because they're tuned so that they're just reactable enough to be defended against if you're looking out for them, but also still fast enough to catch you by surprise if you're not. All you have to do
they are really,
right back. You'll absorb their attack, hit with yours, and now the roles have been reversed so that you get the opportunity for a full combo. Countering drive impacts is just so incredible.
I didn't hate them. So far in the beta when I use it, I didn't hate them. So, you know, I thought they were okay. I got fucked by it a lot, but I think it's just because I didn't exactly know what I was doing. So that'll do that, you know?
Really satisfying, especially when it's the key to you turning the tables around and winning a tight round.
I will say, as a new player, it's nice that this universal is mechanic, or not mechanic. This universal is mechanic. Holy shit. We're going to edit that part out. This mechanic is universals, and it is really just about figuring out when to press the button. Right. I can't believe I said that. Jesus fuck. New World Warriors.
Street Fighter 6's roster of 18 characters is mostly familiar, with 12 returning characters and 6 being entirely new.
6 all new characters, bro.
Feel fresh thanks to new quirks added to their movesets. Ken's command run, for example, now changes up the properties of several of his special moves when he uses them out of it, giving them EX-like properties without having to spend drive meter on them.
That's big.
Cammy can now charge her special moves and give them V-trigger-like qualities. And DJ...
Not gonna lie, Cammy is gonna be the character that I play besides Juri. That's the one, like the big character I wanna learn. She looks fucking dope.
Has a ton of new feints that make him an extremely tricky character to use.
Ooh, that was cool. Did you see that little... He ran for it and was like, nah, I'm coming for you.
Has a ton of new feints that make him an extremely
Yup.
tricky
Whoa,
character
hell.
to use and play against. The New Blood, meanwhile, are some of the best additions Street Fighter has seen.
Dude, Kimberly
a
is
great
nasty.
ninja-inspired moveset that has her closing the distance with quick teleports.
She uses paint cans. It's crazy.
Drop like air throws and mixing you up with tricky leaps from half a screen away.
Yeah, she's dirty.
Meanwhile, is a drunken melee powerhouse who is able to buff himself by taking...
I know that there's been drunken characters in fighting games. Again, very new to fighting games. I love that he gets stronger at the more he drinks. So if you see right here behind Marissa, right next to my camera, is his drink level. It's at 1. Every time you see him like take a drink, that goes up. And he gets stronger. And then when he hits max level 4, his hair goes fucking insane. And he can just like kick your ass all around the screen. It's great.
Swigs of his flask.
He's really cool.
Once he takes 4 drinks, pretty much all of his moves become extremely dangerous.
Look at him. Fucking crazy.
Totally clueless on when it was actually my turn to fight back.
Yeah, he's cool.
To lab against him in training mode. Pretty much every Street Fighter character archetype has representation here. You've got your grapplers in Zangief and Manon.
Zangief, dude, or Zangief. I think Zangief's gonna be an issue.
Your zoners with Guile, Dalstein, and JP, and your powerhouse bruisers in Marissa and Honda. It's everything I want out of a roster.
I will say the roster looks really fucking cool. I'm happy with all the characters. I mean, they put my main character, Juri, in the starting roster, so I'm happy, and she's dope. She's fast as fuck, which I love. I always play the super fast characters in fighting games. So yeah, it's I'm super stoked with the whole starting roster. Taking you for a ride.
World Tour is an ambitious single-player mode, and while it is a big step up from
Me
Street
too,
Fighter
brother.
5's attempt
Me
at cinematic
too.
story mode, and
I also wish every time I just drank a beer, I got stronger and was a better human.
anything else Street Fighter has done before, it's certainly the weakest part of Street Fighter 6. It's at least a great idea.
Wait, the
It's a
world? The open
surprisingly
world?
enormous mode, and World Tour is an ambitious single-player mode, and while it is a big step up from Street Fighter 5's attempt at a cinematic story mode, and anything else Street Fighter has done before, it's certainly the weakest part of Street Fighter 6. It's at least a great idea. It's a surprisingly enormous RPG that allows you to take a created character into the world of Street Fighter, interacting with the playable roster by becoming their disciple and learning their moves, and then building them up from scratch by leveling up, equipping various types of stat-altering gear, and selecting powerful skills.
I'm gonna let him finish. I'm gonna let him cook, see what he has to say. But so far, everything he said seems really cool. So I'm saying I'm gonna let him finish.
It also does a good job of teaching new players the fundamentals of Street Fighter 6 by including lessons as side quests, with steadily increasing difficulty over the course of about 20 hours.
See, I think that that's a great idea. Literally a single player mode that teaches you the base mechanics and it gets harder as it goes. Like that's the biggest thing that Street Fighter 5, like it was so hard to learn that game and I'm still like trash at it. But there was no mechanics or anything to teach you the game. And so the fact that this has an open world, like I said, you can run around and probably fight this mail bin behind her over here if you wanted to, and learn like how to actually do the input and play the game and like the timing of shit. I think that's I like it. I think that's such a way better way of doing it than the shitty cinematic way that's impossible to find in Street Fighter 5.
However, RPGs live and die by their stories, and the story of World Tour is unbelievably dull. With paper-thin characters, predictable plot twists, and a mute protagonist whose main purpose is just to be an errand boy for various gangs and factions, there's nothing to get excited about.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be an Elden Ring or a fucking Assassin's Creed or The Witcher or anything, but I'm expecting to just run around fight people to learn the game in a fun, new way of doing it.
The primary purpose of having your character jump around to various countries to meet the roster characters, and yet it never bothers to justify those trips. In one chapter, a random gangster all of a sudden tells me that I need to get her bag back that my buddy stole. And so, without any objection, the most reasonable solution is for me to make a global trip to Rome in order to fashion a counterfeit bag that I can hopefully use to fool the gangster into thinking I got her bag back.
Okay, number one, IGN, fucking spoilers, my guy. Number two, all of this 100% plausible, it seems like to me. Like, what the fuck are we doing? This all seems completely logical.
In another chapter, I had to go to Jamaica and Brazil because my original mentor, Luke, wanted souvenirs from those places and I guess just doesn't know how to shop online. At least the tone is goofy and fun, which is a great fit for Street
Yeah,
Fighter.
that's what we want. We want goofy and fun and just to, like I said, kick the shit out of things. I don't know why that's...
About anyone on the street, regardless of whether they deserve a rising uppercut to the face or not.
That's perfect. Wonderful.
It's fun to...
Did you see that? That's what I want. That made the game. You just made this a 10 out of 10 game.
A rising uppercut to the face or not.
10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10. I'm telling you, dude.
It's fun to use ridiculous looking moves like the spinning bird kick to cross gaps like...
Yeah, that looks fun as shit.
And there's a surprising amount of enemy variety, many of which do an admirable job of teaching newer players how to deal with specific situations that will come up outside of story mode. Some enemies will favor blocking high, making them vulnerable to low attacks. Others will stay permanently in the air and must be brought down by anti-air attacks.
That's dope.
And
that's so cool. Some opponents will permanently stay in the air and you must take them down with anti-air. So you learn how to handle a jump in. Like, that is so smart. I think that that's great.
Still will try to hang back and pepper you with projectiles.
Yeah, and you learn how to deal with projectiles. I love it.
And then you also fight refrigerators.
The refrigerator.
It's weird, but in a very amusing Yakuza-esque kind of
I
way.
fucking love it.
There's also a variety of fun minigames that do a great job of gamifying techniques that you would actually use in a typical fight. In one of them, you have to chop bottles by holding back for a...
To be fair, he's not really saying this is bad. He's saying that this part is good. I guess he hasn't really gotten to the bad part. But I love again that it gamifies techniques like finger motion. Like that shit is hard to learn, and if you can have a game that like tells you how well you're doing at it, like that's a good idea.
Second, and then quickly moving the stick in the opposite direction and pressing a button, which is how you would perform charge-type special moves on a character like Guile or Blanca. Another has
See, I'm terrible at charge rays. I need this minigame.
by quickly performing special move inputs as they appear on screen. And another still has you using your combos to quickly destroy a big rig in a nod to the original car busting minigame from Street Fighter 2.
Dope! They even pixelized it.
And the thing that really serves as the carrot at the end of the stick is the promise of being able to outfit your character with moves from every other fighter. By the
oh yeah, get everyone's moves. Yeah, yeah.
To instantly appear behind an opponent, hit them with Zangief's spinning pile driver, and then use Ken's Dragon Lash kick to get right.
That's fun. That's cool. Yeah.
Being able to customize my character in ways that would make them absolutely broken in the real game. It's a lot of fun. The issue is that it takes forever to level up a character's style to the point where you learn new moves from them. You do this simply by using them, but even though I only used Luke's and Ken's throughout the entire mode, I still didn't max out either of them. Those who have a good grind may enjoy having plenty left over to unlock after the 20 or so hours it takes to complete World Tour, but I would have liked the drip feed of new unlocks to be substantially faster, considering the sheer amount of rewards that there are to unlock by maxing out the ranks of each character.
Okay. So what he's saying is that you get the abilities from each master too slowly, or you rank them up too slowly, so you can't like get them all quick enough. I think that's fair, but also, like I said, okay, here's the thing. I think this open world story mode is like, it's supposed to be fun for everybody, of course, right? Like if you're a veteran Street Fighter player, you're supposed to be able to play this and be like, fuck yeah, I get to get trained by Ryu and Chun-Li and all the fucking masters. Like it's cool, that's fun. But if you're an OG and like a competitive player, you're mainly playing the game for competitive, right? The main issue I've always heard about Street Fighter games is that they're really hard to get into. There's nothing for the casual player. Well, that's what this is. And by making things kind of grindy, right, you make a player who, like I said, might be using modern controls but trying to switch to classic. They have to go through those motions 1,000 times to do it. Like that's what it's training them to fight real people. That's what it's for. It's not for the diehard competitive. I get that you would like to have it a little bit quicker, and maybe they can come out with like a mod or something. But this is for the casual player to learn, and they're trying to be like, yeah, you have to grind this shit. Like you have to grind these inputs, and making you. I mean, it is kind of a thing. If you want to be able to do a DP input consistently, you have to put that shit in 1,000,000 times. It's just how it is. And so by making it a fun mini game and making you grind to do it, it's teaching you the input correctly. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but seems right.
I have many more issues with World Tour, but even despite them, I still
he just got punched in the back.
It's a mode that's more directly aimed towards people without a lot of fighting game experience.
Okay, see, we agree.
People will get a ton more out of it than I did.
Yeah, we agree.
The character customization elements are great. The way it incentivizes fundamental lessons of how to play Street Fighter 6 by dressing them up as side missions and mini-games is extremely well done. And there's just an overwhelming amount of content to discover with two very large...
So he ultimately likes it. He's just, he's nitpicking, which he's supposed to do in an overall review. I get it. I feel you.
...worlds to explore, both of which have day and nighttime versions.
Look at that character.
...set of side missions to discover. Another reason why you might want to go through World Tour mode is that you're able to take your character and all the gear that they've earned into the online battle hub.
Yeah, this is the cool part. This is neat.
Space where you can queue into both ranked and unranked matchmaking, or pull
so yeah, this room is the hub, and you can run around with everyone else's avatars and do shit, and then like these arcades in the back. If you actually want to fight someone online, you go sit at an arcade, and they'll go sit next to it, and it's like you're actually fighting at an arcade, which I think is cool.
Online lobbies are not a new thing in the world of fighting games.
No.
Truthfully, I've never been the biggest fan of them, but Street Fighter 6's implementation of the Battle Hub has won me over. For one, it's super cool to look at because Street Fighter 6's character creator is absolutely wild, and and gives you the freedom to make
Yeah, dude.
meaningful
I saw some
connections
crazy
with
shit in the
creatures
beta.
or unspeakable monsters with
Look
out-of-this-world
at
wildlife
that dude.
proportions. And it's fun to just wander around
That
the
is
hub
cool.
and see what
That's
people
fun.
come up with. There's also a lot of things to do beyond just parking at a cabinet and playing with either friends or random players. There's a section of the hub where you can play a rotating selection of classic Capcom arcade games.
This is dope. You can literally play all the old fighting games in Street Fighter 6. You can play a bunch of other video games in Street Fighter 6. Fucking wild.
Games like Final Fight and Street Fighter 2, another section where you can play extreme battles with party-like rules and gimmicks, a store where you can purchase more customizable clothes for your
Bunch of
avatar with
yeah,
in-game
perfect.
currency,
I want to be able to
and
buy
you
shit
can
for my
even create a
person.
character against others in avatar battles.
Perfect.
But the most important thing about Battle Hub,
So yeah, you can literally be in the battle hub and fight your avatar against other avatars, or do an actual match with the actual characters from the game. Like, it's so smart. It's so smart, dude. You can literally go up to anyone in here and be like, let's fight right now with each of our made up characters. So good.
that it's all optional. If you don't want to deal with it, you don't have to. You can simply queue up for ranked or
Fucking genius. Don't want to deal with it? Don't have to.
casual matches via a menu, go into training mode while you wait, or create a custom room for multiple
Amazing.
friends without ever
Amazing.
having to go through
Dude,
the battle,
amazing.
which is exactly how it should be.
The little things.
What
Okay.
really pushes Street Fighter 6 over the edge is how it completely nails virtually everything outside of its main modes that you could ask for in a fighting game. Based on my experience playing
Yes.
pre-launch and in all 3 betas, including the open beta, its netcode is excellent. It's got the best training mode I've ever seen
Netcode.
in a fighting game.
There's the word, baby. Netcode. I will say the netcode on the beta, besides the times where they were like, I mean, you know, there's a few times I have to like shut it down and fix it or whatever. But when you actually get in a game and are fighting someone, and which it's gonna be perfect, or I'm sure it's gonna be fine on release. Those were betas. But when you're actually fighting someone, bro, it felt smooth as butter, and it was like even over 100 ping felt smooth. Like, it was not bad at all.
Complete with frame data, cancel window data, and a ton of other useful things. It's got extremely helpful character guides that make it very easy to learn a new character from scratch.
Love it.
Combo trials that teach you practical combos for a variety of situations.
Love it.
Times are extremely quick and rematches are nearly instantaneous. You can search for replays with a ton of different filters to help you learn matchups. There's crossplay across Xbox, PlayStation, and
Crossplay, baby. Every game should do crossplay always. If you're not doing crossplay in your game developer, you're fucking up. I'm just saying.
PC. There's frame data when you're spectating. You can create and join clubs, and the list just goes on and
Yeah,
on.
dude. They did so much with the social aspect of the game. So much. It's great.
Many fighting games also have these features, but very few have all of them, and especially not right out of the gate. Street Fighter 6 also deserves credit for really making an effort on welcoming newcomers in innovative ways. On top of World Tour mode, there's also a new modern control scheme that allows you to play without having to worry about character-specific command inputs or combo routes. Special moves are mapped to a button and a direction.
That's a big thing. And it's a lot of controversy. I mean, if you're like watching FGC shit all the time, it's a controversy. But it is, I think, good. They put in, so like you see this little M up here in the top right corner, that means modern controls. So you don't have to do directional inputs. You can play the game without the stupid directional inputs that are kind of a pain to do, if you want to. Or if you have a stick or whatever, you can play. You can't see it behind my camera, but there's a C that would go in place of the M, and they would have classic controls, and you can do the directional inputs.
Much like Smash Brothers, there's one button each for light, medium, and heavy attacks. You can execute combos by holding down an assist button and mashing one of the 3 attack buttons, and
Boom.
you can use super moves just by pressing 2 buttons at the same time.
Boom.
The playing field is kept even by the fact that those using modern controls don't have access to a character's full repertoire of normal moves. But being able to perform special moves with just the press of a button is a trade-off that makes the modern control style appealing even for those who aren't beginners.
True. I've seen some like heavy competitors in the FGC using modern controls in videos lately, because you can do some wild shit with it.
And for those who just want to hold forward and mash on one button to execute special moves and combos, there's also a new dynamic control scheme that's only usable offline and essentially lets the AI choose the attacks for you. Capcom's
Oh,
really
interesting.
just covered all their bases here.
Yeah.
Fighter games are always benchmark moments for the 2D fighting game genre, but Street Fighter 6 feels extra special.
It does.
The
It
drive
feels
system
fun.
is an incredible addition to
I'm
the fighting
super excited
games.
about this game.
It gives you a veritable Swiss Army knife of options and meter management decisions right from the start of every round. The starting roster is the best that Street Fighter has ever seen. Its online netcode through 3 betas has been impeccable so far.
Love
And
it,
the
dude.
number of smaller details that it nails right out of the gate is unprecedented. It's so good that even the poor story and extremely slow progression of the single-player World Tour amounts to only a jab's worth of damage on its metaphorical health bar.
Love that.
Whether you're completely new to fighting games or are a seasoned vet, Street Fighter 6 is a must-play.
Hey. Oh, they gave it a 9. Let's go. Dude, I love that. Fucking love that. It overall we agree. You know, maybe on a few small points we differ, but overall I agree, dude. So far what I've played of the game is fun as fuck. I'm super excited for it to come out and to check it out and check out the World Tournament. I'm gonna do that first before I even jump into competitive. I'm gonna build my character up a little bit, and then we're gonna do. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time.